Hi guys, it's Chris from Smithy Finance. Just want to spend a couple of minutes talking about the mining business. I've talked about Ivanhoe and Aya, gold and silver. I've talked about Saturn, which is, I mean, they're mining oil. It's not quite the same, but it's the extraction business. I've talked about lithium on here. And I know for my American friends, especially, that you may not be that familiar with the mining industry for stocks. You're probably buying high tech and other industries that are more prevalent in the US. The Canadian market is full of mining stocks. That's how I've grown up. I know the mining business quite well. And I know the slings and arrows of the mining business, the downside, which is tremendous, but the upside, which is also tremendous. So I just want to talk about Ivanhoe. I want to talk about Aya. I want to talk about Saturn and talk about the business in general, just very quickly. So Ivanhoe is in the Republic of Congo and South Africa. Now, those are two dangerous jurisdictions. South Africa's got some real problems going on right now with genocide of some of the white farmers that have colonized the country years and years ago, and there's some pent up anger. And I don't want to get into all that. I'm not knowledgeable on it, but I know it's bad. In any event, Ivanhoe just came out a couple of days ago with it, and this is the title of their press release, and it's really incredible if you think about it for a moment. And it said, "This is it: Ivanhoe's mining crews have entered the giant Flatreef platinum, palladium, rhodium, nickel, gold, copper ore body after 30 years of effort. 30 years, okay, 30 years of effort." So they find the property, they do all the work to establish that there is an ore body under the ground. They get permitting, and then it takes years of burrowing down and building out tunnels. And finally, 30 years later, so imagine that there's no income coming from the property in the last 30 years. There will be soon. They're going to be producing, I think, in the fourth quarter this year. I mean, it's going to be tremendously historic for them. The same thing with their Congo property. It took them, I think, 20 years or 25 years to get into production after making the initial discovery. So it takes a long time. There's a lot of money that sinks into it. You're in dangerous jurisdictions, but that's where the money, or sorry, where the ore bodies are. The best jurisdictions in North America have already been mined out, or at least a good number of them, and now it's hard to get permitting, et cetera, in North America. So you'll find that these mining companies are often in far-flung places. But think about that: 30 years, 30 damned years, and they're about to start printing money, big money, out of that mine. So the stock's at like $15 right now. It's had a big run from the bottom, and but I think so at $15, it's got roughly a $20 billion market cap Canadian. I think it goes to 100 billion market cap Canadian, so a five bagger over the next 5, 6, 7 years. Now, look, this is not investment advice. This is what I'm doing. These are just my musings. I got to be careful there. Do your own work, as I emphasized yesterday. Nothing is for free. You got to do your own work and have a look at it. But I'm just pointing you in a direction. So it's got a 20 billion market cap now. I think it can go to 100 billion. I think there's a very good chance that copper, which is right now at 470 a pound, goes to $7, $8, $9 a pound over the next years. And yeah, we're producing millions and millions of pounds of copper a year, and this stock has got upside. They're still exploring. They've got new projects in Namibia, whatever, next door to the Congo, part of that green copper belt. They've had to refurbish the hydroelectric to get power. They've hired thousands of local people. They've built schools and roads and even rail, I believe. But it's a huge project to turn, a piece of land into a mine. So kudos to them. Now on Aya's up big time today. Aya Gold and Silver, AYA. It's up, I don't know, 15% or something. They're in Morocco. Now, Morocco, according to Benoit Lassalle, who is the CEO of Aya, he says it's the top jurisdiction in the world, that you can get your permitting fast. There's lots of labor. They've got green energy going to the mine. They've got hundreds of square kilometers of prospective ground. They're already producing, of course, over 1 million ounces of silver this quarter, but they've got another project called Boumadine, which is hugely rich. They're drilling the crap out of it, extending and deepening the ore body. It's going to take them years to bring that into production, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know. But you know what? I bought Ivanhoe 9 years ago at $1. $1. I bought about 100,000 shares at that time. $1. Now it's at 15. It hit 20 or 21 in the summer. I think it's going to go to, I don't know, $80, $100, $75 over time. Well, I've traded the crap out of it. I don't own 100 anymore, but I still have a very significant position. Now, Aya, I think, is going to do the same thing. Now, Aya's got a 1.3, $1.5 billion market cap right now. There's 130 million shares outstanding. We're trading at, I don't know, 11 and a half at the moment. So it's got all sorts of upside. I was telling my son, again, just my opinion, that I think this stock can be $100 in time, whether that's 5 years, 7 years, 9 years, 10 years, I don't know. And all sorts of bad things can happen in between. So again, don't hold me to it, but there's so much potential in these mining stocks, and especially as they reach a certain level of success, because many, many, many companies go to zero before they produce an ounce. Many, in fact, the vast majority go to zero. So these are two that are already producing. There's no danger of that. And the upside, I believe, is great. The risks are we go into recession and the price of copper and silver and everything else goes down. That's why the stocks have been down the last few weeks of this tariff recessionary risk. But here we are. Things are looking pretty good. I suspect there's tons of upside. Jagged, okay? Jagged. Chop. I call it chop. And I try to I trade the chop around the edges. I got a core position. If it's low, I'm adding. If it's high, I'm selling. But I've always got my core. My core can increase a little or decrease a little. But that's how I trade it and take advantage of this chop. Now, Saturn, or any oil stock, and by the way, Saturn would be my favorite Canadian oil right now. It's only $1.80, and they're cash flowing big numbers. I think it goes way higher, as I mentioned yesterday. And they've been spending a lot of money and a lot of shares over the past few years buying prospective lands and then drilling them and producing off them. And that has caused dilution to the stock, meaning a lot more shares are outstanding now than there used to be. But the stock has been punished so severely. I've mentioned I really don't like management because of this dilution they did, but they may well be proven correct. And the stock, maybe it hits $10, and then I'm saying, hey, those guys were great. But it's been a painful few years. At this level, you're getting in at a very good level. Again, do your own work. All right, I'm getting up to 10 minutes here on this video, so I'm going to turn it off. But everything that we use in life comes from mining. Your cell phone, I think, has got like 100 different materials in it, from tin to aluminum to silver to, I don't know, manganese. I don't know, but it takes all of that stuff is mined. Your car, all of the bits and pieces of your car have come from, whether it's some sort of steel or whatever it is comes from mining. Everything comes from mining. My house, everything comes from mining. The concrete, it's just incredible what we take for granted, but takes enormous amounts of work and time to be able to produce that raw material. So have a look, have an extra look, keep your eyes open for other deals, which I'm always doing, and let's make some money. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.